All right, welcome everybody to She. I'm super excited for another session. A little bit about us. She is me, she is you, she's all of us. We are on a mission to help 1 million women create wealth through real estate. So, of course, I can do it alone. Thank you so much for joining me on this mission. Um, Oh, sorry. Let me just share again. And now you should be good to see it. So welcome to be part of She. We are live streaming on Facebook, so we would love to see your faces, turn on your cameras. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, just making sure. You guys know that there's always a technical problem. But yes, a little disclaimer, we are a real estate investment firm. Every investment has risks, so please understand what you're doing. Um, every speaker that we bring offer different products or services. Do your due diligence. We bring them because, I want to learn more about them. I love them. And, want to share my network with you. But before you enter into any business, please do your research. Okay, a little bit about She. Well, She was brought to you by Massive Capital. As I mentioned, we are a vertically integrated real estate company. We have over $1 billion of assets under management between multifamily apartment buildings and new construction for retail centers. And I'm proud to be the only woman on the equity side. And as I mentioned a couple sessions ago, I'm starting the development session, the land acquisition for the development company. So I'll be just focusing on acquiring land. I've been working on that for the last couple months. So growing a new company, but kind of like under the umbrella and a different strategy for those who are interested on investing. This is more like a fixed rate. You're not, you just get your check every month and you're not part of the up and the down of the market. You just get your money. It's like the bank, right? Like, would you just get your the income every month in a land fund? So I'm working on that. Super excited for that. If you're interested on investing or just want to learn more, just book a call with me. Let's talk. Every investor is different. There's different strategies about real estate that you can utilize. So let's connect. Just a friendly reminder, the first and the third Tuesday of every month, I'm here with She. And then the second and the fourth Tuesday of every month, Trevor is here, but he talks about everything about commercial real estate. So if you want to learn about commercial real estate, also join those calls. And we have a sponsor. We have Skyline Title, is a title company here in Houston, and we're very proud to partner up with them. If you have a real estate transaction closing soon, be sure to give them a shot. It's important to have a title company who understands both sides of the transaction as an investor and as somebody who's gonna help you have a smooth closing. So give them a call. Take if you have an upcoming closing. So these are some pictures of events that I have hosted this year. With a lot of things on my plate, I've been slowing down on events, but I'm super excited to pick them up next year. And yeah, some pictures of those events. So stay tuned for more events. And just really quick about why real estate, why I decided to start investing in real estate. Well, first of all, I was just saving my money. 81% of women just keep their money on cash. We just keep them. I had it on the bank and I was making 0.01% until I decided to purchase my first property. So be sure to just explore other things, just than keeping your money in the bank because it's losing value. The other thing, cash flow. It's important to just, have money coming in regardless of what you're doing. Every real estate asset different offering strategies on cash flow, but it's important that if we take a career break, just like 43% or more, 43% more women have career breaks. Sometimes we decide either growing a family or just, starting a business or anything, right? But it's important to have second and third sources of income. Last but not least, tax benefits. It doesn't matter how much money you make, but how much money you keep at the end of the year. So, real estate offers a lot of tax benefits. Of course, I'm not a CPA, but that's one of the reasons why I started investing in real estate. I was paying a lot on taxes, and if you have a husband who is in a W-2 job, and there's a lot of strategies, or if you're a full-time real estate investor, there's a lot of things that we can do. And of course, I'm not a CPA. Elizabeth is a CPA, so if you have questions you can reach out to her, or we have other CPAs. Just it's important to understand and talk to a CPA who understands real estate. All right, without further, I'm gonna introduce you to our speaker tonight. I'm super excited to bring one of my dearest friends, Claudia Sotelo. She's a licensed therapist, and I just been looking forward to this session because I just feel like we don't talk about it enough about this. We don't really talk about self-love. It's I personally sometimes even feel guilty about making certain decisions that are just kind of like fully selfish, or just for my peace of mind. So we're gonna cover a lot of things today. I want you to stay engaged, and please, Claudia, let me tell you a little bit about her. She is a school counselor and licensed professional counselor at Blue Heaven Counseling. She specializes in EMDR, so I'm sure we will learn more about that, trauma and couples counseling, and enjoys working with kids, teens, and adults. Care approaches trauma informed and blends mindfulness and cognitive behavior tools to support real, lasting change. As a Hispanic bilingual therapist, she offers counseling in both English and Spanish, and she strives to create a safe and welcoming space for healing, growth, and connections. Claudia, welcome to She.
Thank you. I'm super excited to be here and talk about one of my favorite topics, self-care. It's ever evolving. I can talk about it, but I wouldn't say I'm the expert. It's something that I have to do every now and then and kind of check myself too and make sure that I'm making time. So I think this is a valuable topic. I want to conduct today as a mini group session, not really a group session, but kind of give you a little bit about the facts because I know we're business women here. And so the why is super important, right? And we want to know, but I also want to have some time to just connect. It's the end of the day. Where are we at? And so I will get started by sharing my screen if that's okay.
Sure, take it on.
I had to wait so you guys could get the full effect of the presentation.
I love
There we
it.
go. Fancy. Okay, so self-care. We're going to talk today a little bit about what is self-care and how to incorporate it into our daily lives. Um, but before we do that, I want to take some time to just kind of check in with everybody. Where is everybody at today on the dog scale? So if you look at these pictures of these beautiful, cute little puppies, what doggy are you today? What is your energy? If you could let us know, if you feel comfortable unmuting yourself and letting us know where you're at, or if you want to just place it in the chat. I would say I am just super excited. I'm a number two. I'm excited. I've been looking forward to this and I'm happy to be here with you all.
I'm a is Zaid excited, like happy? I
You could be
think,
whatever you want it to be.
yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think eight looks very happy to me. Elizabeth is a eight too. What about you, Dahlia and Natasha?
What numbers are they at? I can't see the chat.
So Natasha is a 1 and Dahlia is an
Okay.
8.
Okay. It's that time of day, so I'm just kind of chilling, huh? All right. So one big part of, I guess, overall, in my intro talked about mindfulness, and that's something big that I incorporate in the work that I do. Um, and has anybody ever heard of the word mindfulness, or do they practice? What do you all know about mindfulness?
For me, it's like being cautious about, you know, whatever, making that decision. Uh,
Yeah.
Being
Yeah.
considerate of the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah. Being mindful of others, being mindful of what's going on, yeah, being present. And so mindfulness is really like what you all said, giving your full attention to this moment right now. Especially, and practicing it means we're doing this daily. We're implementing it into our life, being aware of what's going on with yourself, with your own feelings, with your thoughts, with your senses. Um, a lot of times I'll hear clients say that panic attack, that anxiety attack came out of nowhere.
Mhm.
Were we really paying attention to what our body was telling us? Because our body is a big communicator. Our body's going to let us know what we're feeling before we're feeling. Mindfulness is being attentive to that. Sometimes I'm driving in Houston traffic and my hand starts clenching. I'm being mindful. I'm getting stressed. It's time to start breathing. It's time to start relaxing. And so that's what mindfulness is. It's also the way you look at yourself and the way you talk to yourself. It's being kind and non-judgmental of the way you view yourself, the way you talk to yourself. Sometimes we get frustrated, we're having a bad day. Oh, I'm so dumb. I don't know what this. That's not being very mindful, right? And it's being non-judgmental. I made a mistake. It's okay. Mistakes happen. That's the type of mindfulness talk that happens. But I always like to say it's being present in the moment, in today, because the present is like a gift, right? It's our gift. And so why practice mindfulness? Studies have shown that people that take time to practice mindfulness, this way of being, it's being aware, but it also can be, like a meditative state. It could be different levels. But when we're practicing this daily, it helps us, we're able to balance our emotions. We're able to improve that focus, just like Elizabeth said, being aware, like I'm here and the now and the right now. I'm sitting in this space. I'm listening to this presentation. I'm not thinking about what's going to be for dinner or how I'm going to make dinner, or did I want to make, I forgot the milk. I don't have the milk to take care of whatever. That's normal. As humans, we have so many thoughts, but mindfulness is saying, let me come back to the here and the now. And it's seeing those thoughts and just kind of letting them go, not engaging with them. Like, what am I making for dinner? If you're engaging with that thought, you keep going. I'm out of milk. Where am I going to go? I wonder if HEB still open. Now we're down that rabbit hole. So mindfulness is just kind of being here. And a lot of times when we let our thoughts get out of hand or just kind of spiral with them, um, we lose our calm, right? And so being mindful helps you to be present. Oh, let me go back. Okay. All right. So I want to challenge you to take just 1 minute to practice some mindfulness. Um, Mindfulness is hard, right? Because sometimes it's uncomfortable to be still. Sometimes it's uncomfortable to sit with our thoughts. It's unknown, right? Sometimes we live in such a busy world where we're constantly going, we're constantly stimulated. We have technology around us all the time. We have these Apple Watches. We're here, our hands shaking, we're getting a text, our phones buzzing. And so it can be abnormal for us, right? So it's creating a norm for ourselves to just kind of come in. So this is 1 minute. I want to challenge you. It's a guided meditation. You can do it two ways. You can just kind of focus in, close your eyes. Of course, I tell people when you close your eyes, your imagination takes over. And so sometimes that's an easier way to be present. If you want to just focus in on the screen, just be mindful of your breath, take deep breaths in, and just kind of listen to the prompts. All right, so here we go. So that wasn't too bad, was it? Was that hard for anybody to kind of just that 1 minute? No, Elizabeth says no. Um, Jasmine says no. So that's good. That's just practicing more, giving 1 minute. I always tell people if you're going to start practicing meditation or mindfulness, start with 1 minute, build up, and just kind of build your endurance. It's kind of like going to the gym. If I haven't been to the gym in a couple months, I'm not going to hit that treadmill and try and hit a mile in 10 minutes. I'm just not going to do it. It's not going to happen. Same thing with mindfulness. It's a practice. You got to build it, right? So let's talk a little bit about women and mental health. The why, right? Why is it important to self-care? Why is it not selfish? Like Jasmine said, sometimes when I want to make a decision all about me, it's so hard because I feel selfish. I feel so selfish taking 10 minutes to do what I need to do because, the kids are waiting, my husband's over here, or there's so many things to do, right? But one thing that we want to keep in mind is that, what the stats say, right? And so, I don't want to bore you to death with all the stats, but knowing that you guys are business women, you all are business women, I know the numbers talk, right? And so 264 million women worldwide experience depression. I was having this my husband the other day was saying, men have it harder. I'm like, yeah, but what do the facts say, right? I mean, as a man, he believes his role is it's just it's harder in this society to be a man. I think it's harder to be a human, right? Period, right? We're both facing struggles. Our mental health struggles may be different. Out of this, women comprise 60% of all diagnosed depression caused globally, right? And women are twice as likely as men to experience depressive disorders. So that's all different types of depression, right? And so anxiety, we are an anxious world. 23%, 0.4% of women in the US reported anxiety or depressive symptoms in the past 2 weeks. And so, we're feeling it, right? And mindfulness is being aware of what am I feeling, right? I haven't slept like I usually do the past 2 weeks. What's going on? Let me just pause. Let me just check in. I'm not eating. I don't know if this has ever happened to somebody. The day just went by and I just had a granola bar for breakfast. I haven't eaten it. We're not being mindful of what we're doing. And if we're not careful of taking care of ourselves, it catches up to us, right? And so women under 50 are particularly affected with rates exceeding 30% in the same groups. So what are some of the reasons that we as women face these mental health issues, right? And this is where I was like, let's talk facts. When I told my husband, say, oh, men have it harder. Okay, I believe, well, I want to respect that, right? I want to honor that. But we have, as women, the way we're wired hormonally, we're already at a disadvantage. Women encounter so many challenges and hormones are real. When a client comes to session and I work with a lot of women and they're, it's that time of month, girl, that is real. That is real. Hormones are raging. Things are happening. We can't deny that. And so, women face postpartum. 1 in 7 women experience anxiety or depression after giving childbirth. Premenopause or menopause, right? When we're going through those life changes, 45 to 55 reported mood disorders, some type of mood disorder that they were experiencing. But out of those, only 20% actually went and received treatment. So there's so many people, this is an issue. People know, I feel anxious, I feel stressed, but what are we doing about it, right? And a lot of times, we may not be at the place to be ready to start a therapeutic journey, but I encourage you to do something for yourself, right? And so hopefully you'll take something away from today that you can practice. Biological hormone factors, like we said, hormone fluctuates throughout our stages. Women are twice as likely to experience depression due to those biological difference. And then unfortunately, just being women, 1 in 3 women worldwide have experienced some kind of physical or sexual violence. It really is more common than you think in women. At some point, women have experienced this, and this does tend to affect the way we look and see the world. Trauma is, once you live it, the world has changed for you. You no longer see life the same because of what you lived through, right? And the other part is that societal or systematic pressures, such as caregiving, the responsibilities, and trying to balance, how am I going to be a mom? How am I going to show up to work? How am I going to take care of the house? How am I going to do all these things? And a lot of the stigma that we face looking and seeking and taking care of health. A lot of times that's a deterrent. A lot of times client will tell me, this is the first time I'm attending therapy and they're in their 30s, 40s, just because culturally it's not something that we do, or it's perceived as a weakness. That's just some things that I've heard, not to say that they're true, right? But there are the things that keep us. So just that's your why, right? So why self-care? What is self-care? I want to ask you, when you think of self-care, what does your self-care look like? Do you have a lens for it already? Because it's any activity that we can actively choose to do to take care of ourselves, our physical, our mental, our emotional well-being. What are some kind of self-care things that you all do as women?
For me, it's going to the gym every day.
Yeah.
I think that's my therapy.
So
I go therapy, but just go
that's very
to the gym.
physical. So that's that
Yeah.
physical self-care. Okay. So
Natasha's
why
spa day.
a spa day? Yes,
Mhm.
good stuff. So physical as well. So why do we need to practice self-care? Well, one, our well-being is important no matter what. If you're not good, you're not going to be good to anybody else. It's kind of like when I don't know, those of you that have gone on an airplane, they every ride they tell you when that oxygen mask drops, mamas, make sure you put on that mask before you try and help your baby. If you're with somebody that needs help, you need to put your oxygen on first. Because if you don't, you're not going to be helpful to anybody, right? It's a done deal right there. Same thing with self-care. We just because it's sometimes we don't see those signals and we don't think it's that big of a deal, but it really is. It's so important to take care of ourselves. And when we're doing these things, and we're self-caring, it's like charging our battery. Like Jasmine said, I go to the gym. She says she goes to the gym. I know she's working out in the morning, and I like to go. It's just like charging my battery. So I have the tolerance to take care of things that I need to. If I'm not doing those, if I'm not doing that self-care, if I'm not getting sleep, if I'm not doing those things, then I'm not going to be as productive as I could be. Right. So self care helps us to reach our potential. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the different areas of self care, because it could be broken down. Um, Mental, right? So it's trending to your mind by practicing mindfulness, and it's that the way we talk, that cognitive, talking kind to yourself, that meditation that we did right now. That's what the mental stimulus looks like, right? The emotional is staying in touch or fully engaging with your emotions. Um, I've had people tell me crying is a sign of weakness. Actually, yourself, if you look at it, you're attending to your emotions. You're processing what you're feeling in real time, and you're taking care of that, right? Crying is energy just leaving the body, right? And so emotional, doing things to fully engage with that, whether it be taking time to journal your emotions, listening to a song and just kind of meditating with that. Physical, tending to your physical body, that spa day. Let me go get a massage. Let me go get a pedicure. Let me hit the gym. And then we have social, staying connected. We are meant, a lot of times people will say, I don't like people. I don't like to be around people. We're not created to walk this earth alone, right? Although time alone is important, social time is also important, right? Making that time to connect with friends, with family, those FaceTime calls at the end of the day. Um, connecting, whether it be even through social media, right? Being able to have those touch points. And then we have that professional, being mindful of your needs while maintaining a healthy work-life balance, right? Being able to show up to work and also hold those boundaries that are so important. And then we have spiritual, spending time doing the things that connect with your inner self. So those are some areas of self-care. So I just want you guys to have these two questions at the forefront, right? As we talk about, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you a little bit of tips that you can use to enhance your self-care, right? So I want you to think, out of these different areas, which area do you consider your strength, right? When I look at mental, emotional, physical, which one is my strength? And, even asking myself, it's like, okay, I would say spiritually, I feel pretty solid, right? And so that I feel like it's my strength. I know how to tap in. I have different ways to tap in. I make time to tap into that spiritual piece. One area needs more work, perhaps the physical, making sure that I'm getting to that massage before my back gives out. So I want you to think about that, right? Kind of hold that in your mind. And let's talk about the different ways that you can help yourself. So mental self-care. Okay. These are just some tips. One, you want to so mental self-care is setting a routine. So when I work with my clients, one thing that I do first, and we look at the data, we look at personality assessments, and we also we create a self-care plan. We look at what are you doing, what are you not doing, what can we do, and we do it based on your personality. So I'll give clients a personality assessment. We'll discuss that. We'll do the love languages. I'll talk a little bit about that, and we use that to tailor it to create their custom self-care. So if you're somebody that's I'm a type A. I like structure in my life. Setting a routine is my jam. If my routine and my calendar, I'm feeling good. So I don't know if anybody's one of those people or can connect. Um, so setting routines, right? That to-do list when you're at work or that can be mental self-care because it's putting your mind at peace. Taking time to take breaks throughout your day, recognizing I haven't eaten. I should probably get something to eat, right? I'm hungry. My stomach is growling. Let me pause. Let me take time to take care of myself, right? And even if it's, I just got off this call, I'm so stressed. Let me take a little break. Let me walk outside. Let me get some water. Whether it be 5, 10 minutes, you're taking care of your mental peace. Taking those 10 minutes and giving up yourself is going to help you be more productive at the end, right? And practicing that mindfulness, taking time to relax, activities that maybe stimulate your creativity, and limit self limit unhealthy self-care, right? So be careful. A lot of times we like to just scroll, like we get, especially the way social media is, you go and you just keep getting, and you're, before you know, oh my goodness, it's been an hour, I'm here on TikTok. Being careful of not disconnecting or limiting that so that it doesn't become excessive, right? So just kind of doing those things in self. Like if I'm going to treat myself to a snack, like it says here, chips or ice cream. I'm a big ice cream person. If I have ice cream all week long, it's not going to be a good thing for my sugar levels, right? So in moderation. And then we want to take care of that emotional self. Um, One, it could be, I don't know if anybody likes to journal, processing their emotions. I have clients now, they're doing a lot. I have one that utilize ChatGPT, right? They'll talk to ChatGPT. Well, they're taking care of their emotional self. It's a way that they're processing. I'm feeling upset. And then they're getting that. So it could be journaling, it could be making a note, um, talking to somebody, this is what I'm going through, friend. Let me let you know. Sharing that part, acknowledging that emotional self. Gratitude is an amazing way to turn your mindset around. A lot of times when we go through something challenging, naturally we go to the negative. But even on a bad day, if you can say, okay, this was not really that great, but thank goodness that XYZ happened. I may not be where I want to be, but hey, I'm thankful that I had a hot meal today. I'm thankful, and practicing this throughout the day, at the end of the day, and just finding some things to be grateful no matter where you're at in life. And of course, attending therapy. There's lots of different types of therapies that you can engage in. I would say know yourself, right? I always tell clients it's like shopping around. I hope that I'm a good fit for you, but if I'm not, let me help you connect with somebody that maybe for some people representation matters. Some people want a female therapist. Some people want a specific type of therapy. And so just kind of looking at that to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. And now we have that physical self-care. Believe it or not, making sure that you sleep enough is taking care of yourself. You wouldn't expect your car to run without gasoline, right? So I don't think we should expect ourselves, keep a schedule on a bedtime, give your body time to rest and recover. And when we hit that good quality sleep, there's so much that happens neurologically. It's like a refresh and a recharge for our minds. It really is. And eating well and eating healthy, studies have shown that based on people's diets, their mental health improves, right? Depending on what you're eating, can kind of shift the way you feel, the way you move. There's a lot of like serotonin inducing snacks that you can eat, and just really being mindful of what you are feeding yourself and how you're staying hydrated as well. And exercise regularly. It could be different, it could be going to the gym, it could be taking a dance class, it could be walking, but doing something to get your body moving. We know that when we move, our mind releases healthy chemicals like dopamine, feel good. So exercise does more than just fuel your body, it helps you feel good as well. And the social self-care, it's that maintaining connection with people, reaching out to somebody every day, calling or messaging a family member just to check in. And like I said, be mindful. Alone time is great, but be careful. A lot of times when we're going through difficult moments, challenging moments, we want to be alone. And I think that alone time is good, but just kind of gauge that. Because when you start isolating, avoiding people, you know what, I'm not going to go have dinner with so and so. Let me cancel because I just don't. And we're doing that continuously. That can have an impact on ourselves. And professional self care. This is, if we're not careful with this can lead to burnout. I work for an EAP company, which EAP are and just kind of advocating. A lot of companies offer they'll offer their members or their employees free therapy, right? They partner with an agency, and they'll have you get 6 free sessions per company benefits, right? And so it's so important to take care of yourself. Work can cause burnout, it can cause stress. It's a real thing. I see it in the work I do daily. So number one, you want to give yourself permission to relax. A lot of times, I don't know, when we get to work, sometimes we hit the ground running. I'm not even out of the parking lot and somebody's already coming for me. And so just making sure that, hey, good morning. I'll be with you in just a minute. Let me just get settled in, and I'll get to you right there. Having that balance, right? Setting those boundaries. Taking breaks at work too, making sure that you're taking a lunch break. A lot of times when I talk to my clients and they're burnt out, I ask them, did you take lunch today? How many times did you go to lunch this week? Or did you take a break? I haven't. Well, there we go, right? It's important. They give us a lunch break for a reason. And making sure to take that time for ourselves, knowing our limits, knowing what we're capable of, what we're not capable of, and paying attention. The body will tell you, if I have a gut feeling that this doesn't feel right, I should probably listen to it. Saying no or not right now doesn't make you a bad guy. Sometimes people will make you feel like you're the bad guy, but knowing, right, I'm at my limit. I can't commit to this. I'm sorry, I can't right now. That's not something that I can do right now. Advocate for yourself. Speak up for yourself. Sometimes we just go through things and we don't want to speak up because we don't want to be seen in a certain type of way. But knowing our limits, knowing our role, it's very important to advocate for yourself and your role. And professional growth. It's always important to continue to grow. Look and see, are there conferences that you can attend? Are there trainings that you can attend? Doing something like this, right, on a Tuesday evening, and taking time to just grow your person. And set goals. Goals are so important, can be such a big part in helping build that self-esteem, right? Because you're proving it to yourself that you can do it, right? So, and last but not least, we have that spiritual self-care. It's just taking time to have that thought and reflection. It's like you can combine, like it's the end of the day. I'm going to take time to just kind of think about today, what went well, what didn't go well, what can I improve on. One thing that I do with my clients is okay, tell me, everybody says, oh, I'm okay. Oh, I'm not. Let's reflect. Give me the rose, the bud, and the thorn of your day. And so you can do this with your family. The rose is something really amazing, really wonderful. The bud is something I'm looking forward to, and the thorn is something not so great. And so just taking time to check in with yourself, recognizing that your life has meaning, right? In the work that we do, seeing purpose to that, taking time to pay attention, like, wow, that's really cool that because I worked so hard on this project, this person was able to have this benefit or take this away. Participate in things that are important to you, and stay true to your morals and values. right? That's important, knowing what's important to you and not compromising that. All right. So now it's time to self reflect. After hearing all this about self care, which area do you consider your strength and which area needs a little bit more work or attention in your life? And if anybody would like to share, we welcome it.
I think for me, the strength is on physical. I think, going to the gym and feeling like I'm showing up for myself. Like that's the only time when it's just me. Elizabeth says, spiritual is her strength and physical is improved.
Good stuff. Well, thank you for sharing. So, as a good therapist, I always love to give homework, right? I'm an educator by heart. So I'll always tell my we got to do the work, right? And so if one thing that you can do, right? I don't, if you click on my QR code, you'll get my website or you can contact me. I can share the presentation with you. I'm going to share these links if you're interested. One thing that we do that I work with my clients is we set their self-care routine to their love language. So it starts with taking the love language quiz. I don't know if you all have heard of the 5 love languages. It's this belief that we share and receive love, and each person does so differently. Like for me, I'm a words of affirmation kind of girl. And that bleeds into pretty much everything I do. If I have a trainer that's like, come on, Claudia, I'm gonna move when I get that verbal praise, when I get that motivation. When I first met my husband, he's like, I'm not an I love you kind of guy. I said, well, you know what? I need to hear it. I may see it, but I want to hear it. So I love, and so we worked on that. And so that's how I really feel loved, right? And so we take this quiz, we find out what is our top love language, and then we tailor our love language to our self-care, right? So if I'm a words of affirmation kind of girl, how do I turn that love in? It's the way I talk to myself. I got to be my biggest hype girl. So during those times that I don't want to go to the gym, it's like, come on, girl, you got to get up. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. And sometimes when I'm having a rough day, sometimes I talk to Claudita, the little girl in me, like, it's okay, babe, we got this. And that's what gets me through. And that's how I help myself, right? It's positive self-talk, it's daily affirmations. I'm the type of girl that will put like a Bible verse on my phone screen because that's motivating me because I'm a words of affirmation kind of girl. And so we really tailor your love language to your self-care, and we talk about what are the things that you can do to help enhance that, right? So you just identified what is your area in self-care that you would like to improve in. So just keep that, right? And so another resource that I can share with you all if you are interested is a self-care assessment where you can go through it. It's not too long, it's not too tedious, but it goes through the different categories and you rate yourself. Like I do this really well. Like I eat my 3 meals, I eat regularly. And so you'll be able to see where are your strengths, where are your weaknesses, where do you want to improve, and kind of gauge that and focus your energy. And so there's an app for everything these days, right? And these are some of my favorite apps that I use. Hallow is a Catholic prayer meditation Christian app. I love it. I use it daily, taking time to just meditate. There's so many resources on there as well. Insight Timer is another app. It uses all different types of there's a meditation for everything on there, but it's not just meditation. And it has different belief system too. So if you're not Catholic, maybe you have a different belief system. It has everything and anything under the sun there. You can have like calming music, a lot of really cool things. You can do check-ins. So that's a really good mental health app that I highly recommend. And then we also talked about how as women, we have different hormonal changes throughout our life. This is one app. It's linked through insurance, but you can also download it, and it's called Ovia. And so what this app does, it's for areas in different women at different stages of their life. So if you're trying to conceive, you can use this app to track that. If you're pregnant already, you can look at tracking that. If you're postpartum, if you just want to, we just want to keep track of what's going on hormonally. This is a really good app for women. that can, and not only does there's health coaches that you can message. Um, it gives you a lot of insights. It'll give you a daily report on where are at in your cycle, so you know what's happening. So just looking out for resources like that that can help improve our mental health. And so that's a little bit about me. And so now I that's any questions, or I'll give it to Jasmine so she can let us know what we're doing
Yeah,
next. And
no, for the people listening or watching the replay, or sometimes they are driving, so they can see your contact, but just tell them where they can find you.
yeah, um, I'm on Instagram, my blue, but I'm also on my website. So if you go to my website, www.bluehaven-counseling.com, you'll have access to my email, my phone number, and also my Instagram.
Yes, awesome. And then the other part, of course, ladies, and this is a small group, so definitely everybody takes advantage of this time. We have like 8 minutes, so anything they want to share. But for me personally, like you mentioned, like there's women who are in their 30s and they had never been to therapy, and that was me, like honestly, I thought that I grew up very good, like a very happy kid. I feel like I didn't have trauma. Of course, there's always some mommy issues and daddy issues, but in my mind, I was like, okay, my job as daughter is just to love my parents. They did what they could with, what they had and their tools, their experiences. So I was just on that mindset. And then I started going to therapy this year. And I've been just blown away on all the areas that I need to work on, or just how my emotions get triggered by different things. And it's just like I told my therapist, it's just like opening those Chinese dolls that you open a big one and then you get a smaller one and then you start opening and it's like, whoa, whoa, where all this came from, right? So I been amazed by all the help the therapy has, just all the help that I have received and help me understand, get to know me more on a deeper side. So it's just been amazing for me. So I don't know if you guys are on therapy and if you're, but definitely that's something to consider. So yeah, that's a little bit about my experience about therapy, but I want to hear from everybody else. What do you guys think? What's your experience, questions?
So, well, I'm going to share a little bit about myself. So, just like Jasmine, I'm a newlywed, but I have a blended family. So, my husband is divorced and has an 18-year-old son and a 14-year-old girl. And I was a single mom for 24 years, and my son's 26. So I've had to do a lot of adjusting for myself because since I was a single mom for 24 years, it's like boom, this, boom, that, boom, this, boom, this, let's go, this. And it's like, calmate, calm down, sit, slow your roll. Like, you're married now. You don't have to be all everywhere. And um, and it's actually when you're talking about anxiety, it's given me some anxiety because it's like it's not just me anymore. I have a husband, and he's not just a husband, he's a partner. He's a soulmate. He's a shoulder to cry on. He's supportive. And so now it's like it's not that I'm like asking for permission or not that I'm, you know, I don't even know how to say it correctly, but like I've had to calm myself down and remind myself that I'm no longer on my own. So I guess that's the biggest revelation that I've that I've learned is that I'm no longer on my own. So what I have done is that when I tell him I'm going to go take a bath, I tell him, I said, leave me alone for 2 hours. He's like, why 2 hours? I said, because I said, I want to take my time taking my shower. I want to do my skincare routine. I want to do my hair routine. And then I'm going to come out here and I'm going to drink my mint tea. And then we can do whatever you want. And he's like, okay. And I told him, I said, it sounds funny. I said, but I never had that. I never had that slow pace. So now just a simple shower and a simple skincare routine and drinking my mint tea calmly and not all. like, hurry up, hurry up. You're on a timer. You got to do this. You got to do that. It's like, it's almost, it's getting that peace and that time. It, it's, it's important for me, and it's helping me too. So that way I'm your wife and not just the single mom that you married. So that way we're both a team and I'm not just running around everywhere. So that's what I've been doing. So taking my time, doing my own little spa treatment here at home, and then drinking my mint tea because apparently it does wonders.
Elizabeth, it's the things that you do daily, right? You say it
Mm-hmm.
sounds silly, but it really is self-care. That's self-care at its best. Knowing that I don't have to wait. A lot of times we say, I'll take care of myself when I go on vacation in the summer, right? Or I'll take care of myself sometimes on Friday or a Saturday. But what are you doing daily, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
taking time to drink that mint tea and I'm just sitting there and that's mindfulness at its best. I'm just, it's just me and my tea right now. And sometimes
Mm-hmm.
we think it has to be complicated and it really doesn't need to be. Good stuff.
Yeah, the other biggest revelation that I had about self-care is like in the moment, probably feels like, oh, I'm being away from work, from my partner, for, other
Mm-hmm.
other people that need me. But if I take even those 5 minutes just for myself to walk, to just like say drink water or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm gonna come as a better person for them. So it actually helps them, I'm gonna be
Mm-hmm.
calm, I'm gonna be energized, or, like going to the gym, it's like, yeah, it's a whole hour that I can probably start working earlier, or, drink coffee with my husband, but just like I'm
Yeah.
gonna come back better. And
Yeah.
that was like a huge switch for me, that even if I take the time right now, I'm gonna be better for you.
You're
Yeah.
gonna get a better version of me when I get out of the gym or when I finish drinking my green tea. So let me trust me.
Exactly.
Why? When they say why, because it's gonna be better for all of us.
Yeah.
What about you, Natasha or Dahlia? You guys can talk. I don't know if you're in a spot to talk. Let us know if you have anything else to share. All right. But I just want to say thank you so much, Claudia. We have a couple minutes, so it's been a great session. It's always a good reminder to say it's okay to take care of myself. I know it comes normal for us just to want to take care of somebody else, either
Mm-hmm.
kids, partners, anybody else, but it's so important to just take care of ourselves, and just like you said, set boundaries. Natasha said meditation time first thing in the morning. So that's our thing. Meditation, first thing in the morning. But yeah, thank you so much, Claudia, for being here. I love you in business. I love you as a friend. This has been an amazing session. Any last words of advice that you have for the ladies who are here or watching the replay?
Yeah. Well, I just want to encourage you to take time to take care of yourself. Consider therapy. It's a good outlet. Um, and one thing I'm looking to do is start group therapy in January for women. There's a big need, and studies show that when we come together as a group, our healing moves a little bit faster, right? So if you're interested, feel free to shoot me a message. I can do like a 15-minute consultation call if you're interested in just knowing a little bit about the work that we can do before you commit. And so feel free to contact me.
Yeah. One of the things that I didn't know also is like a lot of, I mean, you can pay therapy is covered by insurance. I didn't know that. And I'm like, whoa, that's even better. So, check in with insurance. I know you take insurance. So, just like explore
And
that.
therapy's telehealth now too, right? So there's no, that breaks the boundary. A lot of insurances do cover that. Like I said, a lot of companies have EAP programs, employee assistant programs that offer free therapy. So look into your benefits, ask around. And it's affordable now. We've seen a shift in therapy now. Now it's accessible. That's one of the barriers. It's covered by insurance. You can attend telehealth as well, which means you can log in from the comfort of your house, um, and a confidential space, and you can take care of business, right? And so I would encourage everybody to explore their options.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right.
So
Well, go ahead.
what's
Go
E
ahead.
what's EMDR? Because we mentioned at the beginning, but we didn't
Yeah.
discover it.
Yeah. EMDR stands for eye movement reprocessing desensitization. Desensitization reprocessing. So what it is, it's a type of therapy that reprocess your memory. So it became really popular when PTSD started being a thing. Well, they acknowledge like the soldiers from Vietnam were coming back with PTSD, right? So what we do is we find that when we're living trauma, we're living it in the stem of the brain, in that fight, freeze, or flight. And
Hmm.
so that those memories get stuck. They don't
Hmm.
process. How do we process memories when we go into deep sleep and our eyes move rapidly during that REM sleep? So what
Mm.
we do in MDR therapy is we find that memory and we go in and we process it. It's a process. A lot of people are like, oh my goodness, it's gonna. We build up to it, right? And so it's a lot of the work. EMDR encompasses mindfulness. It encompasses cognitive because a lot of times with those traumas, we have these negative cognitions that we're carrying that will trigger us. And so even though we're not living that trauma anymore because of what we experience, we're triggered and we're feeling that memory. We're feeling like if we're there. I don't know if you've ever seen like a movie, and I'm more aware of it now. Like you see this character, and all of a sudden, he's walking down the grocery store, and all of a sudden he hears a loud noise, and he goes back into that memory where he's in a war zone. It's because he's triggered, right? And he
Yeah.
has some trauma. So EMDR allows us to process that trauma and really, I say, take the edge off, right? So you no longer feel like you're trapped by those memories, and those triggers.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, great question. Thank you so much. All right, well, Dalia's driving, but she say self-care started by playing piano, taking lessons. So kudos to you, Dalia. So, be safe driving, and thank you so much, Claudia, for being here.
You're
And
welcome.
yeah, have a great day. Keep us posted on your therapy and your group therapy sessions. Um, and yeah, I wish you the best, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, ladies. Have a good night.
Thank you, ladies. Take care.
Bye.